Hi, I'm Josiah Citrin, chef and owner of Melisse Restaurant in Santa Monica. We specialize in contemporary American cuisine with French influences. I like to think of it as a special occasion restaurant, a place where we create memories. Between 11th and 12th grade, I knew I wanted to be a chef. And from that moment on, one goal ahead, become the best chef I could possibly be. Today we are going to talk about tomatoes. Tomatoes are one of my favorite ingredients, so I get so excited I want to throw them all on the menu. So I have basically a tomato menu, where in each course you get a dish prepared with tomatoes. Did you know that actually tomato is a fruit? So something to think about is using it as a dessert. For this I like to use cherry tomatoes. So once we've peeled our tomatoes, we're going to heat up equal parts sugar and water to create a simple syrup. We're going to bring that to a boil. Then we're going to add a little bit of vanilla bean inside. Scrape out the vanilla bean. So then we're just going to mix it a little bit. Throw the beans in. Then we're just going to throw our tomatoes in after it's been boiled. We're going to let it sit in the vanilla syrup for about 3 to 4 hours until it completely cools down. And then we're going to just take them and scoop them out into a bowl. There's a little bit of the warm syrup around it. And then make a nice scoop of vanilla ice cream right on top. And then we'll sprinkle a little bit of salt on top of the tomato. And I guarantee your guests will be blown away. When we make sun-dried tomatoes, we want to begin with Roma tomatoes that have been peeled. It's really simple. We just cut them in half, put them in a bowl, and then we're going to toss them with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of bay leaf, and a little bit of thyme, a little pinch of salt. I'm going to toss them around nicely. And then I'm going to lay them on the tray. Now you can add garlic if you like. I like to keep the clean tomato flavor. This really intensifies the tomato. Sprinkle the herbs over. Now we're just going to take them and put them on our warmed oven at about 190, 200 degrees, just on warm. Pop them in the oven. Now we're going to go take a nap for about 6 hours. And then we'll come back and it'll be perfectly done. You can use them in a sandwich, in salads, or a great way you just chop them up and throw them with a little bit of pasta, a little bit of the oil, and a little chopped basil, and makes a delicious lunch. Here I have an heirloom tomato. So I'm just going to cut right down the middle a nice big thick slice of tomato. Then I'm going to use some salt. I'm going to sprinkle that over the tomato, and pretty liberally. And then I'm going to sprinkle some diced onions on top, nice small diced onion, a little bit of fresh ground black pepper, some really thinly julienne basil, and then we're going to finish it off with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. My favorite thing in summer, chop it up, take a nice big bite. It's like having a nice juicy steak. It is really important to pick the right tomato for the right dish. Here I have a variety of different tomatoes. I have a vine-ripe orange tomatoes, which I find have a very sweet and sour flavor, which I like to use in a soup. Here I have cherry tomatoes, heirloom cherry tomatoes. We have all different kinds in here. These I like to just cut up and throw in a green salad. I think it's a nice crunch to the salad when you eat it. And this is an Italian plum tomato, which makes the best tomato sauce. The reason we would peel and seed a tomato is so that we can use it for a tomato sauce. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the core of the tomato, and then we're going to put the tomatoes in boiling water. The average time, it would be about 30 seconds. So here we're going to take them out and we're going to throw them in ice water. And the reason for throwing it in ice water is we want to stop the cooking right away. So once we cool the tomato down, we want to peel the skin off. And you can see how easy it just slides right off once it's been blanched. So now our skin is all off here. And now we're going to cut the tomato in half. And then we're going to put the seeds out like this. Now that your tomatoes have been peeled and de-seeded, you can use these to make a delicious tomato sauce. We have a peeled Roma tomato. We would cut it in half, and then we cut it into a quarter, and we remove the seeds with the knife like this, and then we would dice it into a small dice, medium dice. I like smaller dice. So here we have our perfect little diced tomatoes, which we might want to put in a guacamole. You might want to put this in a sauce, but something that you're doing for a more elegant preparation. The key to keeping your tomatoes at their optimal freshness and tasting their best is to never store them in the refrigerator. You don't want to put it in the fridge because the tomatoes start to break down in the fridge and it gets mealy and soft to the tomato. The way I like to store it is, I like to put them in a tray. I like to line the tray with paper towels, and I like to nicely, evenly put them out. And then you want to put it in a cool place. You don't want to leave it in the hottest place of your kitchen. And every day, put a new paper down. And leave them for 2 or 3 days. After that, I mean, they're going to start getting older. And if that happens and you don't use all your tomatoes, just use them for sauce. I'm Chef Josiah Citrin, and you've been watching 7 Questions in the Kitchen.